Hello beloveds, my name is B, and today we're going to talk about what's in your spices. That's a question for me to ask and for you to answer. So we have a few spices here. We have this, it's like a bouillon spice. We have some salt, some black pepper, cinnamon, and cayenne. Alright, so one spice, well it's not a spice, but one thing that a lot of people ask and a lot of people talk about is MSG. And my question to you is, do you actually know what's in MSG? Why is it bad for you? You hear that it's bad, but do you know why? Have you done your research? Well, as far as for MSG, as far as for glutamate, which MSG is spelled is monosodium glutamate, and glutamate is actually in some of the foods that you eat. Like today I was eating some almonds that has glutamate, and also tomatoes, spirulina, and even grapes and other types of food have glutamate. Now as far as for monosodium, what it does is it basically enhances the taste of the food. A lot of Chinese restaurants use MSG. So you may have a food that's been sitting there for days. It's bad. It's not good for your stomach. It's not good for your insides at all. But however, if you sprinkle some MSG on top, it actually tricks the mind into thinking that the food tastes good when obviously it's been sitting there for days. It's rotten. So that's one thing that it does. In other words, also it acts as an excitotoxin. What an excitotoxin is, it's a chemical usually found in amino acid. And what it does is it overexcites, it stimulates the nerve receptors. And what it does is it basically exhausts the brain, it exhausts the nerves. And so it does something to your brain. Also, they did a research with rats where when they gave them MSG, what it did was it basically killed some of their brain cells. So that should tell you something. So that's just a little on MSG. You can do more research. Personally, for me, whenever I have food at home, anything that has MSG on it, I do not feel well. It makes me sick. And I'm not just saying that just to say it. I have done I have cooked with it and without it, and I would do without. So that's for you to basically do the research and do what you need to. All of this is just for educational purposes. And so usually these spices, to basically make your food taste good, you need to read the ingredients because most of them do have MSG and other harmful contents in them. So next thing we're going to be talking about is salt. So most people use this type of salt, iodized salt, table salt. And table salt has a lot of sodium in it. And that's not really good for the body. Salts that I would recommend to use is pink Himalayan salt as well as Celtic salt. With the pink Himalayan salt, it has basically different minerals in it. It has potassium, calcium, and all of that good stuff, as well as Celtic salt. So they have more essential minerals that's good for the body. So I would prefer to use those. Now, another thing is black pepper. A lot of people use black pepper and salt together to season up their meats and other things. But black pepper is really not good for the lining of the stomach. It's basically poison. It makes the blood feverish, it's a stimulant. So personally, I stay away from it. Just do do more research on black pepper. So cinnamon, a lot of people love cinnamon, and I personally love cinnamon, but I had to give it up. Cinnamon is good for people who are diabetics, and cinnamon can also be good as well for other medicinal purposes, but however, it should not be used every day. Other things that I use to replace cinnamon is simply cardamom and coriander. Coriander is very strong, so you want to use less coriander and a little bit more in measurement of cardamom. So that's what I use together, and it gives you that cinnamony flavor that a lot of people love so much, especially someone like me. And last but not least, we have cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is another personal favorite. I love cayenne pepper, and I'm from the Caribbean. A lot of our food, we like them spicy, and cayenne pepper just does it for a lot of us. It's one of the spicy things that does it. But however, it's not good to use every day. It's another spice a lot of people love to use in their food while cooking, but it's not really good for you. But however, you can use it for medicinal purposes. And when you use it for medicinal purposes, you want it to be 90K IU, international units, and up. So they have 90K IUs, 160K IUs, and up. So it's really good if you have a cold or if you're trying to break down some mucus, to be able to use it as medicinal rather than just to use it in your everyday spices. So all of these foods, they make the blood feverish, they irritate the stomach, they excite the nerves, and just leave them alone. So anything that does that, you want to stay away from. And we have some verses here. So 1 Corinthians 3 verse 17 says, "If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are." And also another favorite verse I love is 3 John 2. "Beloved, I wish above all that thou may prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth." So health is wealth. Everybody wants to be in health. Nobody wants to be sick. Who likes being sick? Who loves being sick? So personally, I have done different research to stay away from these spices, and also do different research as well to see which spices are good for you, which spices are bad, so that you too can stay away from them and just honor your body, which is the holy temple, to be able to eat whatever we put inside of our body to glorify God. So beloved, I say thank you. I pray that someone was able to understand and to learn from this. This is education purposes, and